Let's go!
Hey guys, today I thought I would tackle my makeup collection and I thought I would look at my makeup brushes. I know I just did my eyebrow products and I forgot to mention that I do have these e.l.f. Instant Lift brow pencils. I haven't really got much use out of them yet, that's why I forgot to talk about them in my eyebrow product collection. I did get all of them sent to me. I think there were 3 different shades. This is the only one I've opened so far. It is in the shade Taupe. And then there's brown, deep brown, and natural brown. They do come with a spoolie on the end and then they're a retractable pencil on top. Again, because they're new, I haven't really had a chance to talk about them. Ugh, the camera's like really close up in my face, kind of scary. So here are my current makeup brushes that I'm using. I do have a whole drawer of backups. Brushes that I bought multiple of, sets that I haven't touched yet, things like that. I am a makeup hoarder. I already know that I buy and collect way too much makeup items, so yeah, I have a lot. Also, a lot of these were sent to me, but I think the majority purchased myself. I'll just put a little snippet of my backups and things I haven't opened. And then I think I hauled not too long ago these L.A.B 2 brushes that I got for free for turning in some old brushes. These ones I plan on opening soon so that I can review for you. But here are my opened used brushes that I currently have. So what I do is I sort of split them up into 4 little baskets. So here are my cream product brushes, cream liquid product brushes. I'm not going to go through every single brush because that would be like a 6-hour video or something. And then here are my powder type brushes that I use. Here are my eye brushes that I use. And then these are my current not clean brushes. And I think I forgot to bring in my e.l.f. Ultimate Kabuki brush, the big flat brush. I'll insert a clip of what brush I'm talking about. But I used that today and I know I talked about it before and I was super confused about it. I think it's really good for blending out and buffing out contour. So if you lay down your foundation and then you put your bronzer, all liquid cream products, and you just use that to buff it out, I think it does that quite nicely. I also put my highlight and I used it to buff out my highlight and my under eye concealer as well. But yeah, I finally found a use for the e.l.f. Ultimate Kabuki brush and I'm not as confused by it anymore. Current box of brushes that I'm using that I've used a couple times. So I don't wash every single face brush every time I use it. I use it 2 or 3 times and I keep the ones that I'm lightly using in this box right here. Dirty used brushes. In this little baggie here. It's just a bag that I got from Walmart with some bath stuff that I picked up over the winter. All these brushes that were in this bag I'm definitely keeping because I use them. They're in my rotation all the time. That's why they're dirty. I'll just go ahead and quickly show you the ones that were dirty in this Samantha Chapman Real Techniques shading brush. Love this brush for packing on shadow. The e.l.f. Professional Blending Brush. I talked about this one in my e.l.f. brush video. I have mixed feelings about this, but the current brush that I own from them I absolutely love. For some reason the quality on that one varies and it's not always high quality. I do love the one that I own right now. And this one was just some brush that I found off eBay, but this one I really like for buffing and concealer. Sorry, I can't tell you what brush this is. It's just some generic brush that I found on eBay. It was only $1, I believe. This was a CVS brush. I don't use the sponge tip side, but I really like this powder side. Woo! I just kicked up a bunch of powder. But I really do like this powder side for setting. Blush brush. Love this brush. This is one of my favorite duo fiber brushes. This is the Real Techniques one that comes in the set of 3. It's the middle size one. Here's a Actually, I don't really like this one. This one is the Eco Tools concealer brush. Paris Presents powder or blush brush. I used this one for highlight. This one was one of the Kirkland brushes. Really love the Kirkland brushes, except the rubberized stuff is getting all sticky and gross, but I can't throw these away because I love these brushes and I use them all the time. They're synthetic brushes. How am I going to do this without making this a super duper long ass video? I guess I'll continue on with the current brushes that are in what I'm using right now. This is the Real Techniques blush brush. You guys know I love this brush. I think it's the best brush for applying pigmented blush. Wow. Tongue twisters. Then I have the powder brush in here. This one is really good for setting your face. Some of the e.l.f. brushes in here that I'm currently using. I also have this Kirkland brush that reminds me a lot of this e.l.f. brush, the angled contour brush that I love. Bundle Monster powder brush in here. I really like this for setting your face as well. And then I have the BH Cosmetics fan brush. This is kind of a junky brush. I'm on the verge of maybe getting rid of it. I'll keep it for now. Two more Paris Presents brush. One is a powder, one is a blush brush. I really like this Paris Presents brush. It reminds me a lot of the Real Techniques multitasker brush. They're just a little bit of a slightly different size. e.l.f. Kabuki face brush. This one's just good for buffing. Here are my eye brushes. I actually do wash all of my eye brushes every time I use them. I feel like eyeshadow, I don't want to mix different days just because it's going around my eye area, and also the eye colors that I use are usually pretty different and I just don't feel like mixing them. I have a whole bunch of these like shader blending brushes, a couple of Bundle Monster ones, e.l.f. I really like all of them. They're my favorite type of brush. I feel like you really need some sort of brush like this to blend out your crease, especially your transition shade. Flat eyeshadow brushes. I would say my favorite ones are Coastal Scents, e.l.f. I really like the MAC 217. This is the actual MAC 217. That's probably my favorite blending brush. It's really an awesome brush. Small smudgy brushes. Bundle Monster one. A lot of these I got from the Bundle Monster set. This one is a Borghese, I don't even know how to say that, brush. This one is a little big. This is if I only want to put one color all over my lid, then I would reach for this one. I do love all my Real Techniques eye brushes. This is the domed shadow brush. And another blending brush. I really love these types of fluffy brushes. I even like my stiff synthetic brushes. I like them for color tattoos, the e.l.f. shadow pots, like any of my cream products. Same with my stiff pointy ones. I use my creamy products with them. I really like the pencil types of brushes. I'm just rushing through my brushes, I guess. Coastal Scents dupe for the 217. It's a little bit scratchier than the MAC 217. Even though the shape is the same and they perform very similarly, I would say that the MAC is slightly softer. I mean, for the price, I would probably pick up the Coastal Scents one next time. Again, another one of my favorite types of brushes. Anyway, I think you get the idea. I use all my brushes basically, so I'm not going to be purging any of them, to be honest. I think I've already purged, thrown away my brushes that I don't use, but I probably could clean out some of my powder brushes. So here are my powder brushes. I do use this one, although this one is bothering me a little bit now because this little clump of hair is sticking out. So this one I might put aside and put in the giveaway pile. I love this brush. This is the original one that I've had for years, like 2-3 years or something, and it's never broken on me. It doesn't shed. I absolutely love it. It's the e.l.f. complexion brush. Here's a Borghese brush. I like this for setting under eye. This one is the Kirkland brush. I really like it, except for the handle is so nasty, like the rubberized whatever, it's become all sticky and peeling. But because I love the brush head so much, I can't bear to let go of this one. But this is a brush that's looking super janky. These are the BH Cosmetics powder brushes. They're cute. The shape's okay. They're good for like placing powder on your face. This one right here is one of the ones that I just hauled from Marshall's. I use this more for my neck. I don't really like the shape of it, so I use it for if I want to place any product on my neck. I'm not too crazy about this. Here's the Tarte brush. I think this, I don't know what this one was for, but I like to use this one for highlight. This one was a Coastal Scents. It's the BR110. I don't honestly reach for this one that often. So far, I have just used it to blot on powder. The Eco Tools fan brush. I use it to put highlighter on, but it is kind of a flimsy brush, so that's probably the only thing it's good for. Maybe just placing on highlight or trying to flick away product. And then this one I was going to throw away. This was an eBay brush that I bought, but I thought it looked really neat and I didn't quite like it at first, but now I like using it for placing on blush as well. So I decided to keep this brush and I'm glad I did. Both of these, I use these interchangeably. It's the Borghese one. I like these for my bronzer. I feel like I'm all over the place. Is it because I'm 24 weeks pregnant? I don't know. Well, I keep blaming it on the baby. No, it's not the baby. It's the Borgage Powder Kabuki brush. I really like the shape of it. It's a really beautiful brush, but honestly, I don't really reach for it. I'm not going to give this one away though. I like the shape of it. It's a very luxe looking brush. It's very dense, soft. I really like it, even though I forget to reach for it. Backup of the blush brush, the MAC 150. I really love the shape of the MAC 150. It sheds a little bit too much for my liking for how much this brush costs. This brush makes me not want to repurchase MAC face brushes just because it sheds way too much for the price. Like, hello, I have a lot of drugstore brushes here that don't shed on me, even though the shape is not quite as precise as this MAC brush right here. I still want to try those Zoeva brushes. I know I keep saying that. An Essence of Beauty brush. I really do love this brush. It's a simple looking brush, less dense than these contour brushes that I showed you earlier. So this one is so perfect for putting a highlight on my face or anything that's too pigmented, because if I dab it into whatever product it is, it just picks up the correct amount, and then it's so easy to swirl onto my face. And I don't know how this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush fell into my face powder brushes, but I'm going to stick it over where it should be. These two are pretty similar. This is the Paris Presents, and here's the Real Techniques. This one is great for setting the under eye. A couple of e.l.f. brushes here. I think I talked about these before. Juicy Couture brush. This one turned to junk. I have no idea, but the plastic on it became cloudy, and then like it fell off of the handle, and the bristles, to be quite honest, are scratchy, so I'm pretty disappointed. This one I'm probably going to put in the giveaway. This one reminds me a lot of the Tarte brush. I also use this one just for a highlight, placing some highlights. Sorry guys about running through my brush collection like a madwoman. Here are my creamy product brushes. This one is the Bundle Lifter Flat Top Kabuki. Really like this brush. I've talked about these two e.l.f. brushes before. I'll be keeping them. I really like this Real Techniques contour brush, or easy round foundation brush. I do not honestly reach for this brush that often, but the only reason I've been keeping it is because I don't have any brushes that are round shaped like this. Usually a foundation brush is flat. This brush right here is a stiff brush, probably meant for foundation as well. I'm not too crazy about this one. I might actually put this one in the giveaway pile. There's only 3 brushes in my giveaway pile right now. And I have a bunch of duo fiber brushes. I'll just pick them all up. I love my duo fiber brushes. These ones are the larger ones. Great for creamy products. Probably my favorite of the stack is Real Techniques one. I really like how it's flat. So if you want to use it somewhere like your cheek, you can use it like, say, right about here. Whereas these ones are humongous. So they're more for foundation, I would say. The concealer brushes are the ones, the generic ones that I got for $1 from eBay. This is what they look like. They have different shapes. You can find different sellers, but they're about $1 to $1.80. I've really been happy with them so far. They fit perfectly in your concealer areas. My smaller duo fiber type brushes. These are the ones that I currently have in here. My favorite is the e.l.f. one, which is a Small Stipple Brush, and then also that Real Techniques dirty one that I showed you earlier. Perfect for placing and blending cream products onto your face. So I use these for bronzer, blush, and highlight if they're cream products. Love these guys. The Duo Fiber Eye Brush from Real Techniques. Don't know how an eye brush landed in here. It's the buffing brush for foundation. I really like this one. This one right here is the Real Techniques Pointed Foundation Brush. I reach for this one every now and again when I'm trying to correct areas around my mouth where I overdrew my lipstick, and I have to put either foundation or like, just clean it up. So it's good for that. Otherwise, I don't really use it for foundation because I think it would just take forever with this tiny little brush to place foundation all around my face. Super duper quick rundown of my current opened brushes. I did just order a couple new brushes from Sephora. And I also really want to order the Zoeva brushes. Obviously, I have a ton of backups and ones sitting in my drawer, but they're like my collection. They make me happy when I look at them. That's just my thing. Okay, I love makeup. I love makeup brushes. I have a weakness for makeup brushes. and just in case you couldn't tell, I love them. So thank you guys for watching my makeup brush collection, and see you next time. Bye!